It's me, Katie Beth again. Well, come on out with me today as we go take a tour of the Fenway Park, and then let's stay after and see the Red Sox game.
Well, you're in for quite a treat. Field looks absolutely beautiful. Perfect day today. If you have tickets for the game, doesn't get any better than this. I'm just waiting for people to get through security so no one gets lost. It's the second oldest. Wrigley, 1914, Fenway, 1912. What's the third oldest? Dodger Stadium. Perfect, young man. Good answer, 1962. All right, we're ready to go. Follow me, please.
We did not know this was We're staying behind.
Wow.
Oh yeah, so we're right over there.
Walk the Fenway.
I don't want to.
That is nice.
They said your outfield has to be at least 300 feet. And how the Red Sox resolved that problem? Easily. 297 became 302 overnight. Just changed the number. Still 297 feet, shortest right field in baseball. This is Kentucky bluegrass. A lot of people look at it, they say, is that grass real? It is. We put in new turf every year. During the off season, we have we have football, a little bit of hockey this year. So we replace the turf every single year. We have a left field wall that's 37 feet high. We have a right field that's 3 feet high for the contrast, 37 feet and 3 feet. Left field wall is quite challenging for players coming here for the first time. First of all, it's kind of difficult for a fly ball to tell whether it's going to go over the wall and just graze it. So lots of times you're going to see an outfielder kind of looking for a carom off the wall, ball doesn't even hit the wall, so the ball hits the ground, kind of embarrassing because the outfield just kind of misjudged the ball. That happens a lot. Not a very good, this is actually a ballpark for left-handed batters. Because that left field wall is 37 feet high. These players don't want to change their batting stroke when they come to Fenway. So lots of times there'll be balls hit here off the wall that are doubles here, and other ballparks there would be home runs. Also, a left-handed batter can use that wall to their advantage. So it's really a left-handed batter's ballpark, not right-handed as you might think. Some of the ground rules here, if the ball hits that copper color line on top of the green wall there, that's the home run line. So that's the official home run line. We do have a ladder on the wall. I'll explain why that ladder is there later. But if the ball hits the ladder and it bounces over the wall, that's the ground rule double. If the baseball goes through the scoreboard, that's ground rule double. By the way, that wall is made out of fiberglass. The top part, the base of the wall where the scoreboard is, that's made out of tin. Another challenging situation for an outfielder. It hits the top part of the wall, it's going to bounce a certain way. It hits the scoreboard, you don't know where it's going to bounce. Pretty unpredictable, very difficult left field here. If you look at left center, you see a vertical yellow line, that's a home run line. The ball goes to the left of that line, is in play. And the ball goes to the right of that line is home run. If you look at straightaway center where the area is covered with that black covering there, that's called the batter's eye. So during a day game, you can't sit there. If you're a batter, very difficult to see the ball with people sitting there with multicolored clothing. So that's there for day games. For night games, you can sit up there. Red Sox came up with a clever idea. They said, we'll just give out free t-shirts to fans coming in so we can use up those seats. Didn't work out quite that well. African American to play. Jackie had a great career with the Dodgers. Helped the Dodgers win their very first World Series in 1955. And then 50 years later, they retired his number in 1997. So no one can wear number 42 anymore, except on April 15th of each year. Every single player wears number 42. If you're a brand new broadcaster, you better know who your players are. All wearing that 42 for that one day. Talking about Red Sox history, going back to 1901, when Red Sox first started. Going up into Grandstand now, we're going to spend about 15 minutes talking about Red Sox history. Then we're going to be ending up in the Green Monster, so follow me, please. Fenway Park, most beautiful ballpark in America. Fenway Park is unique. So what makes Fenway so special? What's so special about Fenway? Green Monster, that's a good point. Anything else? Makes Fenway Park so special? Oldest ballpark, another good point. Anything else? Anything else about Fenway?
Morse code on the wall.
Morse code in the wall.
Baseball.
What's that?
It's the home Red Sox. Greatest team in baseball.
Home in the Red Sox. Good point. Greatest team for me.
Me too.
But guess what, folks? You're missing the whole point of Fenway Park, missing the whole experience. It's the history. 1912. All the greatest baseball players of all time have played here. Look at left field. Ted Williams, my hero as a kid, greatest hitter ever lived. Look at center field, Tris Baker, Ty Cobb, Joe DiMaggio, Willie Mays. Look out in right field. Babe Ruth played right field here. Hank Aaron played out there. How about first base? Stan Musial, Lou Gehrig, Petra, one of my favorite players, Yogi Berra, Bill Dickey, Johnny Bench, Aaron Carlton Fisk. So all the greatest, I don't want to forget Roberto Clemente out in right field, one of the greatest right fielders of all time. So what makes Fenway Park unique is all the greatest baseball players of all time that played here. And even the ball players, when they come here for the first time, this is not an ordinary ballpark, pretty special, even for the ball players themselves. The other thing that makes Fenway Park unique is the cemetery here. The cemetery. And guess what? There is none. No cemetery here. Why not? Red Sox are playing about a mile away from here, Huntington Field Grounds. Pretty good ballpark where Northeastern is, but they're looking for a bigger ballpark. Baseball was very popular even in the early years. They found this parcel of land here. It was wetlands. It was in the Fens area of Boston. Fens is kind of synonymous with wetness. So that's how Fenway Park got its name, because they're in the Fens section of Boston. But they overlooked something. Little minor thing that they overlooked. There were 5 streets around here. And so even though there were dirt roads, there were 5 streets. So you had to retrofit the ballpark within the constraints of 5 streets. So the dimensions here at Fenway are unique. We talked about left field 310, center field 420, right field 297. So those are left field, the shortest left field in baseball, right field, the shortest right field, and center field, the longest center field in baseball. Center field here is quite vast, actually. Little ballpark, but huge center field because it goes so deep. So what happened was, so they had to retrofit the ballpark within those constraints. That's why they have the unusual dimensions here. Another thing that's kind of different about Fenway Park is that there's no foul territory here. So these, you're very close to the playing field. These seats go up like a bandstand, not like an ordinary ballpark. They kind of go up this way. There was no room for the seats to spread out. So you have this very cozy, very intimate feeling here. So the electricity in this ballpark is something that you won't experience in any other ballpark in America. Oh, how many people have tickets for today's game? Perfect. This is like an ideal day for baseball. Can't get any better than this. All right, let's talk a little bit about history. Baseball's been around for a long time, 1839. First professional team, 1869. National League, 1876. American League, 1901. Red Sox, charter member of the American League. Red Sox won the very first World Series. Anyone here from Pennsylvania? Yeah, Red Sox played the Pittsburgh Pirates in 1903. Very first World Series. Honus Wagner, greatest shortstop in baseball history, played for the Pirates. And Cy Young, greatest pitcher in baseball history, played for the Red Sox that year. 1912, Fenway Park Open. Very exciting time. 1912. What was going on in this country in 1912? What's going on? Anything going on? World War I. I think that happened. I think we got involved a little bit later. Anything else going on? Titanic. So what happened is Red Sox had opening day here, scheduled for April 20th. Brand new ballpark, state of the art, 26,000 capacity, and it wasn't even the top news story of the day because there was an ocean liner that was unsinkable and it sank. So that coincided with opening day here 5 days earlier, but kind of took up a lot of the news. All right, on opening day, the Red Sox played a team called the New York Highlanders. That was in 1912. In 1913, the Highlanders became the New York Yankees. Any Yankee fans here? Any Yankee fans? No Yankee fans? So the Red Sox were fortunate to beat the New York Highlanders on opening day here. Tris Speaker, our center fielder, got a walk-off hit in the 11th inning. Red Sox won 7-6. And if there were some Yankee fans here, I would be glad to remind them that the Red Sox have been beating the New York Yankees here at Fenway Park since day one. 1912, Red Sox are the best team in franchise history.
Yes.
105 games, 108 in 2018, but they played fewer games back then, higher winning percentage. Their opponent, New York Giants. The Red Sox beat the Giants in the World Series. Has anyone heard of Fred Snodgrass? Fred Snodgrass? Fred Snodgrass was a center fielder for the New York Giants who dropped the fly ball in Game 7, and he cost the Giants the World Series. Mr. Snodgrass had a wonderful career in baseball, pretty good player, even though he made that one mistake. He retired, was a successful businessman, had kids, had grandkids, lived a wonderful life, lived into his late 80s, and when he passed away, what do you think his obituary said? Fred Snodgrass, the outfielder for the New York Giants, who dropped the fly ball that cost the Giants the World Series. To make a mistake in baseball, you're going to live with it forever. All right. 1914, a fellow by the name of Babe Ruth came into town. Babe Ruth started out as a pitcher, good one. Won 89 games and lost 46, 2.28 earned run average. Won the play every day he did. Started hitting home runs. No one hit home runs back there, called in those days called the dead ball era. But Babe Ruth was able to do so. So with Babe Ruth and the Red Sox won championships in 1915, 16, and 18. And things were wonderful in Boston. Could not be nicer. Then what happened? Harry Frazee is what happened. Harry Frazee owned the Red Sox. Didn't like Babe Ruth. How could you not like Babe Ruth? Well, a couple of reasons. Ruth was a little bit undisciplined. Party animal. Last person to show up for the game, a little bit hungover, got a couple of hot dogs, drink a soda pop. He belched 2 or 3 times. Wasn't the most sophisticated man, but remarkably, he went out and hit home runs. Fans liked the home runs. Manager wasn't crazy about the fact that he got there late. Then he wanted more money, making $5,000, gets the raise for 10. Now he wants $20,000. So Harry Frazee auctions Babe Ruth out to the highest bidder, and Jacob Rubin, the owner of the New York Yankees, steals the greatest baseball player of all time for $125,000. December 26, 1919, the curse of the Bambino. The Red Sox did not win another World Series for 86 years. A long time. Harry was the cause of my heartbreak as a child. Red Sox always lost. I never knew why. 1934, a fellow by the name of Tom Yorkie came into town. Anyone here from Michigan? Tom Yorkie came here by way of Detroit, Michigan. Tom saved the franchise. Place was falling apart. Team was terrible. What did Tom do? Bought the franchise for $1.2 million. Spent $1.5 million acquiring players. Lefty Grove, Jimmy Fox, Joe Cronin. Went out to the West Coast, found Ted Williams, Bobby Dorr, Dominic DiMaggio, Johnny Pesky. Those four gentlemen called the teammates. So the team is now respectable on the field. And he spent a year and a half fixing up the ballpark. What happened was, so what did he do to fix up the ballpark? Well, one thing he did is replaced all the seats here. Like in 1926, someone left a lit cigar in the seats to my left here. And the seats just sat there for 7 years. The team was so terrible, no one even cared. So Tom Yorkie came in, replaced all the seats. They put seats very much like these. Aren't these nice and comfy? Nice and comfy. These are the same seats that Tom Yorkie put in 1934. All the seats in baseball. Only wooden seats left in Major League Baseball. Very historic. People come to me with ticket stubs. Going back to the 1940s and 1950s, I can point out the seat where one of their rows could have sat. What else did Tom Yorkie do? Overhang, rains a lot here in April and May. Overhang along the sidelines. We put in some brand new bleachers out in right field. They were just temporary in the beginning. Put a wall up. Put a big wall up. 37 feet high, 231 feet long. What was Tom Yorkie thinking? Well, we've transitioned from dead ball era to the early years of baseball to live ball era. What does that mean? Babe Ruth is hitting home runs. Fans like it. They manufacture baseballs differently. So 1934, baseballs are flying out of this ballpark. In the beginning, that was just like a 25-foot wall. Other side of the wall, Lansdowne Street, General Motors Row, plate glass windows being broken. So Tom Yorkie put the wall up so he wouldn't have to pay for broken glass. 1936, they put a net on top of the wall that stayed there until 2003. All right, Williamsburg, 1940. Where is Williamsburg? It's out in right field. It's our bullpen. We call it Williamsburg. So why do we call it Williamsburg? Because the Red Sox had a young man called Ted Williams, dead pull hitter to right field. By putting a bullpen out there, you brought your outfield in by 23 feet. So that's our Williamsburg out in right field. So that was 1940. 1941, the golden year of baseball. Baseball in 41. Robert W. Kramer. If you love baseball, read that book. That's when baseball players were just working slobs, not making a whole lot of money. So 1942, everyone goes to war. 1946, everyone's back. First All-Star game here in 1946. 1947, they put in lights here at Fenway Park, one of the last ballparks to have lights. 1948, May 12th, 1948, the first televised game here. So that's a little bit of history of Fenway Park. All right, we have some seats up there called the Green Monster seats. Want to go up there?
Yes.
Well, you just can't go up there. You just can't go up there. You have to earn the right to go up there. And how do you do that? Any people here from Massachusetts? One. In Massachusetts, we have a problem, don't we? You know what our biggest problem is? We don't have an R in our alphabet. So if you wish to go up there, those are called the Green Monster seats. We need to do on the count of three. After me, you need to say Green Monster. Are we ready? 1, 2, 3.
Green Monster.
All right, let's go up. There was a movement to get rid of Fenway Park. It was like 1933 all over again. Fenway Park was falling apart. They wanted to build a new ballpark. No one wanted to take an old ballpark and rebuild it. That was a little too complicated, too expensive. Much easier, tear the old one down and build a brand new one. And that was the plan. They had acquired some land by eminent domain. And when they had an all-star game here in 1999, 1989 famous All-Star game where Ted Williams came up to the pitcher's mound. They brought him up in a golf cart, going to throw up the first pitch. All the young All-Stars surrounded Ted spontaneously. They talked baseball for about 20 minutes. But that was going to be farewell to Fenway. Goodbye, Fenway Park. Now, has anyone here been to Paris? When we went to Paris, what do you want to see? Eiffel Tower. Anyone here been to India? If you were to go to India, what would you want to see? Taj Mahal. When you go to Boston, what is it that you want to see? Fenway Park. So some local community group leaders said, no, can't tear the ballpark down. Fenway Park is part of the culture of Boston, culture and history of Boston. You can't do that. That plan was derailed. We found some folks that had the money to buy the franchise, $700 million, and commit another $300 million to rebuilding and revitalizing Fenway Park.
I saw her in Vermont, like I just happened to be there. I mean, she
showing me around the stadium because I didn't know anything about the stadium at all. Thank you.
Welcome to Boston.
Thanks. Yes.
It's a count from 5, starting now.
Nice.
For cancer research and patient care at Dana-Farber Cancer Institute. This summer, Jimmy funded Little League baseball and softball teams throughout New England